Let's talk about the shape of the Earth really quick.
Let's
Can we get into that?
What's your opinion on the shape of the Earth?
I'm gonna literally leave this podcast if you say it's anything but round.
Do you want me to?
I don't even know if I can.
I think it's pretty round.
It's definitely round.
What do you mean it's pretty round?
I'd say it's round.
I wouldn't say
I'm on board. It's spherical.
Yeah,
Is it
that's the
spherical?
argument, yeah.
Do you know it's spherical though?
See, no, this guy.
seen it before?
No, this guy.
Damn it, dude.
Did we introduce you?
No, I'm Nick.
This is Kelley, Nick, everybody.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the promo. Dude, this is sick, man.
Yeah.
But
thanks for
it's
coming
round,
on.
though, right? Do you actually believe it's might not be round?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Why?
No, I'm serious. I won't even
It's a lot of things.
The Jews.
My father worked for NASA.
It
by the way,
starts
just
with the
so you know.
Jews.
Did
Your father's a serial
No.
liar.
He was a drug addict. He's dead. Go on.
See, that's what happens with most people who work at NASA. Actually,
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a dentist, yeah. They kill each other, they kill themselves.
They kill each other, dentists?
I don't know.
I would say when
Pick a
people
card.
say why are you a flat earther, it doesn't start with flat Earth, right? It starts with going through the process of questioning everything.
Yeah.
You know what I
So
mean?
should we start with dinosaurs or should we start with the Earth?
For me, it didn't start with dinosaurs. It started with really medicine, actually. I believe that.
The medicine dinosaurs were taking?
Yeah, the medicine is actually flat.
No, the medicine that human beings take in America, almost all of it is poisonous garbage.
Hey, don't talk about hydrocodone like that.
So I'll talk about it all, right?
Got
So
some?
it starts with that, and it starts with just recognizing that the world is needlessly fucked up in so many ways.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because it's flat.
Uh,
That's how I don't see the 1 and 2 here.
well, if let's put it this way: if Earth actually is flat,
Yeah.
but everybody thinks it's round,
Yeah.
right? How would that happen?
Lies and deceit from
Right.
the Jews.
Lies and deceit from the Jews who
And the
control
web.
everything. So you know what goes on,
Yeah.
right? So there's a couple. of
Honestly, I
those
should
Jews
take your opinion into
at the
account.
top, right? If anybody
Yeah.
knows what the Jews are up to,
Right.
Well, why don't you just spill the beans and tell us?
Yeah.
Like, you guys flattened it out? Because it made more
Yeah.
it made more land.
They stepped on it.
It's been flat the
They
whole
dropped
time,
it.
right?
Yeah. I mean, hey, if you got a ball of clay and you smush it, you're gonna have more real estate to
Right.
sell.
Yeah.
Exactly.
More surface area.
So you
No, but it's round though, right? Like,
I've never seen
Spherical?
it before. I don't know.
you've never seen it? I don't know. Seems pretty round.
I was a
it's
starch
pretty flat to me. If you're honest.
There's hills
spherical,
right there.
believer up until Yari started spewing his flat earthness.
He's got in your head?
Dude,
Oh, no.
I might be a flat earther.
Really?
Yeah.
Going against
I mean,
your
he's not even a
Chaldean
flat
heritage?
earther
Let's put it
to
this way.
defend him.
Define.
Just to clarify some things,
Expectation.
one of the big things that got me to start even considering it was an ayahuasca trip. Right? So just understand that
He
that's
started flying and he
partly
saw the
where I'm
border.
coming from.
Yeah.
I spoke to the spirit world.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I got in an argument with a flat earther.
Yeah.
Right? And this guy was like, it's flat, bro. That's all a conspiracy. And I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. They couldn't pull that kind of a conspiracy off. And then
Good point.
a week later, I did ayahuasca. And then I speak to the spirits, and they're like, yeah, it's what that guy said. He was right, and you're wrong. It's a conspiracy.
What would be the point of lying about it being round?
Because,
For the fun of it.
Just as a gag?
Just a funny bit.
okay, so what is your conception of the universe? That it's this giant, expanding,
No, that's a broad question.
extremely
Yes.
huge thing, and we're on this tiny, insignificant rock. And so, for that reason, if you
Insane.
actually think about it,
Yeah.
nothing actually matters. Whereas a flat Earth,
Everything matters.
yes, because, because
Everything is matter.
This is the center of the universe, and it was created with a purpose. And
Yeah.
you have purpose, and your life has purpose, and this all actually matters.
Why does the flatness create purpose? I feel like
It's not that the
can't-
flatness, it's not the flatness creates purpose.
Yeah.
It's that the purpose already exists, and there was a purpose going into creation, and
Yeah.
the universe, the idea of this giant universe is to disconnect
I see.
us from our own significance.
It's like
And
we're
God.
a little play set that's on a table, and
Yeah.
and that everything else outside of that isn't important except for the play set.
Here's the other
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
that
Interesting.
recently just took me that much closer into flat Earth territory.
That seems like you're pretty deep
It's
in it.
actually
Yeah.
it's simulation theory. If you're
Really?
familiar
Yeah.
with simulation theory,
I'm
the idea
familiar.
that this is all a simulation.
Well, if it's a simulation, why can't it just be round?
Well, first of all, if it's a simulation,
Why
then-
is
then it's
Minecraft
not-
squares?
First of all, show me a video game that is where the map is a sphere. They're all flat, right? If you're going to simulate a reality, and this is all essentially a giant computer program,
Yeah.
then you don't need a computer. Why would you have a computer program simulating trillions and trillions of stars all over the place? It's just unnecessary. You would make it a flat plane.
And if there was a God that created us, why would he do all that? Why would he create all that?
Well, what is
Lighting.
all that?
This is actually worse than I thought.
We know pretty well what it all is, man. We live in a specific. Every star you see in the night sky is in the Milky Way galaxy, and we can't see it because it's like, imagine we're like right here in the middle, and it's this wide, and we're just a little bit on one little wing at the end there.
Yeah.
But we've opened up a lens for like 24 hours and closed it with the Hubble and pictured millions and billions of other galaxies with billions of other stars in that system, and it's only reasonable that we would think that they'd also have planets. So we very well may be the only people,
The only living.
the only living things at all.
well,
But I doubt
maybe.
it.
I don't know.
I mean, how could that be the case? And I also don't think that means that there's no purpose to life if there's other people out there. You know what I mean?
Well,
Right.
the whole Big Bang cosmology is predicated on this all being one giant accident,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, yeah, the beginning of the Big Bang is like, how the okay, you're just going to say it all exploded from the infinitesimally, I
Right.
can't say the word, small point.
You got it right.
It makes no fucking sense, but the math shows it. Like the speed in which the galaxies and the stars are expanding away from each other, if you deduct that by Einstein's equations, it all comes together except for the moment right before the Big Bang, which we can't explain, which might as well be God, like just fucking hitting a vape or whatever. Like,
Could be.
you know what I
But
mean?
here's the thing, really quick. Einstein, Jew. Carry on.
Good point. Yeah, he did invent.
Here's
yeah,
the other thing that Einstein
space.
said. Is
I love him.
there's actually no experiment that you can conduct that proves that the Earth is moving, right?
But
Well,
he
you
was
can't
dumb.
tell if anything's moving. That's what he said. It's
Okay, but if you're on a giant moving thing, you should be able to set up an experiment that demonstrates that, right?
if
Gravity.
well, we have satellites that go around the Earth daily that record us spinning around, and also the fact that the sun comes up at the spot we know it's going to come up, and also the crescent on the moon from our shadow. Why would it be like that? Why would the moon sometimes look like it has a shadow of a ball in front of it? It's sun, ball, Earth, and moon. Why would it have a little C?
Okay, so
I can't tell if you're doing a bit. I really can't.
no, this is I'm just
dude, the moon is
exploring
just a
ideas.
space
Okay,
station.
so
that the
explain.
Jews fly around.
Let's have a little physics conversation.
Yes.
Explain to me how does orbit work? Like how do you how does the moon?
What are we doing
orbits-
here?
No,
What is
This is
No,
good
we're
stuff. This is
qualified.
good
We're
stuff.
qualified
How
to
does
explain
the
right
moon
up my
orbit
alley.
the Earth, and then
Yeah.
how does Earth orbit the sun?
Yeah,
How
let's
does
get
that-
So have you ever been to
Nick
Chuck E.
Kelley
Cheese?
here
Well,
to talk
first of
about.
all, understand that I already,
that's I'm
I
a
already know the
physicist.
answer, so I just want you to. But I want you to explain.
Well, have you been to Chuck E. Cheese?
Many times.
Do you know when you put the quarter in the machine? And
Which machine?
you put the quarter in the funnel, and it goes around, and you give it to some
The
African
spinny
kids.
whole funnel.
Okay.
That's why. That's why.
That's a
No,
Also- They
have
because
that at
why
Chuck E.
doesn't the
Cheese.
Earth fall into the sun? Is that your question?
no, just explain the basic dynamics of orbit.
So if me and you, if all four of us right now held out a bed sheet really tight,
Okay.
and put a bowling ball in the middle, and then rolled a marble, it's going to bend towards that. Now imagine that sheet in 4 dimensions,
Okay.
and it's essentially Einstein discovered that mass warps space.
Okay.
So like if this room was a vacuum and we just all of a sudden a balloon popped in, we'd have some pressure because of that balloon. I don't know what I'm kind of talking on my ass a
Dude,
little
I think,
bit, but
I think the Earth is flat and
so-
it just lays on a bed sheet.
Actually, let me, Thank you. Yeah, the
Tsunamis.
bed sheet is Earth, right? So the
Whoa,
bed
watch
sheet
the
is
hand
flat.
thing.
But that's the best way I've
Well,
heard
here's-
gravity described.
Okay, so this is my understanding in
Yeah.
of gravity, the physics explanation of
Do you
gravity.
believe we went to the moon?
That absolutely not.
God damn it.
Zero chance we went to the
I didn't
moon.
know this about you, Matt.
I didn't know it about me either. Let's put it this way: the flat Earth is a new thing, although the moon landing is such obvious horseshit.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
dude.
So, I mean, that I can
I landed
see
on the moon, dude.
plausibility in them faking it in the past, but like we could totally do it now.
NASA has said that we can't do it now.
Well, they're lying.
NASA has. They literally said on record that they don't have the technology to go on the moon within the last like 10 years.
This is P Boy. Is P actually just Q? And this is a Q and on
bad.
fucking.
The Q Boys.
See what I did?
Yeah, that's kind of where
Yeah,
it went.
maybe we'll
Yeah.
change this to the Q Boys. And then
You could arrange.
Dude, this is an alt-right podcast, and I can't be associated with this because I only
You're
vote
host
for
now,
women
You're
in roast
already-
battles.
You're already
You're
a
a
P-boy
co-host,
now,
dude.
so you're
I'm
one of
sorry.
this is gonna go on your Wikipedia page, dude.
I'm sorry about that.
us. Yeah.
No, the Earth is round, and we have pictures from. There's a great documentary called "The Furthest Voyage in Space," and it's about Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, the furthest things we have as humans out there in space. And I've showed it to 3 people, and they've all texted me said they cried at the end of it. So here's the coolest thing about it. I'll skip to that. We sent out a golden record, like a vinyl record.
Yeah,
of-
sure.
Very.
You hear about that? Yeah, with the Chuck Berry. Isn't that hilarious? And it's we're assuming that they know how to spin a record, but it had to be gold because it wouldn't work if it was vinyl, obviously. And it also has like pictures with
Instructions.
Just, yeah. Well, no. What is it? The binary code of a picture.
okay.
And we sent that out, and just like as like a this is who we are type of deal. And when Voyager 1 passed its mission, which was supposed to go is slingshotting the major planets, it turned around. There was no scientific reason to turn it around, and they could have broken it, but they decided to do it just to take a picture. And they took a famous picture of the Earth, and happened to be in the middle of this beam of light. It's this tiny blue dot. And Carl Sagan makes this speech about like every person you've ever known, every person you've ever heard of, every person you love has lived on this tiny blue dot. And in other words, it's fucking round. It's round, dude. What are you talking about?
Well,
Nobody's trying to tell you it's not round.
All jokes aside, I got a little bit of goosebumps there.
Did you?
Yeah.
Let me do a Carl Sagan
What do you think
impression.
about it?
Every person you've ever met. It's really profound. It gives you a little pause. And it happens to be a beautiful picture. It's just, we happen to be in like a little beam of light. What are all these?
Dude, people always.
This is our wall.
That's the
of
wall of fame.
Yeah, people that have
famous people that we've had on the.
like 5,000 plus
And
followers
Drew
at least.
Freilich for some
And Jeremy.
And Jeremy.
And Jeremy's the only one that drew himself, right?
Drew himself, yeah.
Kind of the #1 Measure Check Comedy Podcast. No big deal.